Hear from District Representative Mike Levin about his plan to try and make housing less expensive.
Have to make it a lot more appealing for developers to build affordable housing. I want to see an increase in the low-income housing tax credit that a lot of those developers rely on. I'm particularly interested in seeing more permanent supportive housing for our veterans, trying to do whatever we can in that regard. But look, you know, our district, we've got about 60% that own a home and 40% that really will have a hard time ever affording one unless things dramatically change. A lot of that has to do with state policy, making it easier to build. Housing is very important as well. A lot of that happens at the state level and at the local level, and I acknowledge fully that what works in one part of my district may not work in another part. I also want to see a low-interest VA home loan style program for our first responders, our police, our fire, our nurses, and our teachers. We have a bill called the Helper Act that would do that. We have another bill that would make it a lot tougher for private equity firms to come in and buy up entire neighborhoods of single-family homes, which really has had a negative impact. And we've got to do things like maintain the ability to deduct state and local taxes. In fact, I'd like to see that cap lifted or at least made less restrictive for California taxpayers. At the end of the day, I am a Democrat that wants to lower the deficit and eventually balance the budget. But to do it, we've got to have revenue and spending as part of the discussion. What I see right now from my friends across the aisle, since they have the trifecta, is they're going for a massive tax cut to benefit billionaires and big corporations, a few of those billionaires who were sitting right behind the president at the inauguration. And the way that they are going to pay for at least some of it is by going after Medicaid, having these draconian cuts to, in California, Medi-Cal, things like food assistance, things like disability. So we've got to have very open eyes to have a balanced approach for not just for housing, but for lowering costs in general. And the president ran on lowering costs. He had scores of these executive orders since day one, and I've seen virtually nothing with regard to steps that will lower costs and improve people's lives.